What is good, spuds? This is your man Jesse Whitedeer, host of the Needless Potatoes podcast, starring me, Jesse Whitedeer. How's everybody doing? How's your weekend going? How's your Friday going? Thank you for joining me on another special episode. I sit down with two pals of mine, and it's a little bit of a Wrestlemania preview, if you will. And I sit down with two pals of mine, DJ Bryant and Christian Colbert. And so we're talking WrestleMania, looking ahead, all that great stuff, seeing what the WWE is going to do since they can't do it in Tampa. And just going through the whole card and giving our thoughts on the whole situation. And speaking of current situation, hopefully you guys are staying safe. You guys are washing your hands. You guys are practicing social distancing. And so thank you so much for joining us once again. And this is Jesse Whitedeer. That's me with DJ Bryant, Christian Colbert, and we're talking WrestleMania. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Greetings. This is Jesse Whitedeer of the Needless Potatoes podcast. I am sitting here with the mighty DJ Bryant. DJ.
Hello. Oh, hello.
He says hello. And the Colbert Crusher, Christian.
What? What?
Out of aneurysm.
I didn't know I was
The
fucking
Quebec
Canadian
Crusher.
all of a sudden.
The
Chris-
Colbert Crusher.
I'm not
The
from
Quebec
Quebec. I'm
Crusher.
from Winnipeg, you idiot.
The Winnipeg Crusher,
Colbert. Christian Colbert.
Christian Colbert.
Christian.
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 So, fellows, we are here once again in DJ's creepy room. And
This is where all my victims come.
all his victims come. The victims of bad booking. Speaking of bad booking and speaking of irresponsibility, let's talk about the WWE and WrestleMania this year. Looks like they can't do it in Tampa.
No.
So they're going to do it where? Fill us in, DJ.
Well, recent reports are showing that it's going to be pre-taped, like this coming week. So
Like they're gonna have the matches this week and then
exactly. I not very sure what's going on in their heads, but it's going to be over 2 days, and it's just going to be streamed live on WWE Network.
if
far as I know.
if they don't have a Kid Rock concert in the middle of it, I don't want to watch it.
So is there going to be no crowd?
No crowd.
See, I feel like they should just push it back and have it in Madison Square Garden. I don't know where that rumor came up from, but
Well, that was one of the plans that they proposed was having it in Madison Square Garden.
Yep. But that was just a rumor at first. I don't think that was ever anything actually real.
nothing concrete.
Yeah. But it made more sense because this is just dumb.
It's really heartbreaking for Drew McIntyre's
I feel so bad for
whole
Drew.
journey.
Yeah.
And Edge. Edge, too.
Yeah. He come back and then this happens. At least he got his time at the Royal Rumble, but it just sucks. I don't know. What do you do?
Not come back to wrestling.
Push it back.
I'm like, Vince McMahon is the king of just changing things on the dime. So, like, why go through with this? It makes no sense to me.
Well, I think they probably can't lose money on all the investors. That's one thing.
Well, my
And-
thing is that if you're worried about that, I'm sure they're more worried that they're going to lose more money this way than if you push it back.
Mhm.
I don't know how everything works because obviously that one thing came out about they were waiting for insurance reasons to claim insurance since it was canceled or they had to be canceled or whatever.
That's why they announced it from the PC, I guess. Did that have something to do with the insurance claim?
Well, I think the insurance claim was, as far as I could understand, originally was if it got canceled, then they could claim, like not on their own terms, but the state canceled it or whatever. They could claim insurance or something on it, or they had to wait so long. I'm not 100% sure, but that makes sense to me.
So is the NXT takeover going to be filmed on the
Yes, it's also
2-day
gonna
period?
Yeah. From what I heard, and so many things changed, but as of right now, there is like some weird plans going on. I don't know what to think about it.
Well, like I think Christian's right in that like it seems like they could push it back and at least kind of milk a little bit more storyline out of it. But also, because you had said that they can kind of change their minds on a dime, so that you can.
Mhm.
I'm sure that they can implement something to kind of stretch it out a little bit, and people aren't dumb. You know what I mean? People aren't
Yeah,
stupid.
that's the
So
thing.
so
Yeah.
it's like you can say, hey, we were gonna have WrestleMania, but because of the coronavirus,
Mhm.
because people are dying, how about we push it back until May or whatever?
Here's the thing. I think everybody, the fans, the wrestlers, WWE in general, would all benefit from a break.
Exactly.
I would actually like to see a yearly thing, like a season, like after WrestleMania is done, or have the Monday night after the Raw after WrestleMania, and then maybe SmackDown if you want. But then after that, you take like a 2-month break or something. You do like a season.
Would you still do live shows during that, or would you just be off for?
Just have them be off.
Well, yeah,
Well,
and like, go ahead. Sorry, brother.
I was just gonna say, Vince McMahon would never go for that though.
I know.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
like, cause kind of like what you had said, like NBA, they have a season 8 months out of the year, so 4 months they're not running shows, right? So I think WWE at least 10 months, maybe even 11 months. You give guys that 1 month,
Yeah, even
break.
if you have a month off, yeah.
Yeah, to kind of like right after WrestleMania, give them that month and then jump right back into it. But I mean, it's not really, and it seems like you could do something like you could do pre-tapes or do some kind of matches. That way you can put that on TV to fill
Give
in that
people a
month.
break.
Yeah,
You just got to give people a break.
or just come out and say, hey, look, we're going to start giving these guys a break. So then that way,
Ratings are always down.
Yes.
After WrestleMania, people want a break. I think it would create more excitement coming back, in my opinion.
I think it would help out with the pay-per-view problems. I feel like there's too many pay-per-views right now.
There used to be more too. It seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know. Did you guys? Were you guys watching whenever they did the? They used to have like SmackDown only pay-per-views and then Raw only pay-per-views.
Yeah, when
and
they
stuff.
had branded pay-per-views.
Yeah, I was just like, what is this?
Well, like,
I wasn't a big fan of that personally.
Like-
I didn't like it as a kid, but I feel like it makes more sense now.
but like, do you remember as a kid, like even when they had pay-per-views, like that was a big thing, right? Like
It just seemed like there was too many.
really when you were a kid.
No.
Okay.
Just recently, they just recently started doing like the quit doing the branded pay-per-views like
Right.
last year.
Well, like I think that WWE, what they need to do, what I feel like they need to do, is they have NXT takeovers every month, and then they have the pay-per-views. Is why not combine it into one super show like every other month, and just have 6 pay-per-views a year if you're still going to run yearly, from month to month.
You already see how long pay-per-views can be.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it's not, and you have a feeder league in NXT, right? And it's like, for me, like, I don't know if another feeder league would work if you just have 2 feeder leagues, or because NXT at this point, it's not even a feeder league; it's more of a third brand that's competing with AEW,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so kind of a feeder league into the 3 brands. That might be something. Maybe bring back like OVW or something like that to kind of give the guys that aren't getting over as much, or
Mhm.
kind of the lower tier guys, kind of give them a spot to wrestle weekly and make money and all that, some of the other stuff. But it's like it's just too saturated, because I feel like it's almost the same thing with like MMA, UFC. You watch UFC as well.
Yeah.
Is that like the card's a week, and you could only have top guys going against top guys, and and typically you'll see the same match a few times a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, and do you remember when you were a kid, like when Goldberg was finally going to wrestle, Hulk Hogan, or finally wrestle whoever, like they really built up to it. And then when they paid it off, like, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have, Goldberg versus Hulk Hogan, or Sting versus Hulk Hogan, or whatever every other, week like they do now.
See, I feel like they should just have the main 4 pay-per-views for WWE, and maybe have a pay-per-view every 2 months or so. I feel like AEW kind of has that formula where
Like
they
one in between those
Yeah,
4. Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a good idea. I feel like AEW kind of does that. I don't feel like they have a pay-per-view every month.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that pays off more for long term.
But you also got to think that AEW only has the one show, right? That's 2 hours.
True.
And they only have a limited amount of wrestlers at this point. So AEW, I think, can get away with that, but WWE definitely.
They could.
Yeah.
The one thing for me, the pay-per-views, other than like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and stuff, they don't feel like pay-per-views anymore. They feel like regular wrestling shows because it looks just like the regular shows, the setup and everything. There's nothing behind it, and then they just have regular ass matches.
Yeah, the presentation is kind of.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't care.
And it's always the same people.
Yeah.
Same people feuding. Same people.
Yeah,
in the same
that's what I was saying. Because like it's like it was announced about a month ago, but you have AJ Styles against the Undertaker, which I love the Undertaker. Don't get me wrong, grew up on the Undertaker, but come on, like what? Mark,
At least
please.
we're getting American Badass Undertaker.
Yes, or something, because it's like, and then even what was it last year's?
Happening?
No, but he was wearing a bandana.
Dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so I seen a clip when he was chasing after AJ Styles and he had to beat up the club. This man had a ponytail, like a braided ponytail.
Yeah.
He's not even trying. It's like,
dude, I was on it was either Twitter or Instagram the other day, but he's like in the pool with like Michelle, and then like they have like a tiger sitting right there on the ledge,
yes.
and they're like talking about something, and I'm just like, I couldn't even hear because all I could think about was like, why am I listening to Undertaker talk about this right now on his own page?
Kayfabe is
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, and it's just again, it goes back to like people aren't stupid, you know what I mean? So like just retire Undertaker, or at least like, because I mean, how many and not to just pick on like the Undertaker, but it's like how many times do you want to see like AJ Styles wrestle, or how many times do you want to see Randy Orton, or like Randy Orton and Edge? That's a major angle, and I get that Edge is coming back and that's his be celebrated, but man, I don't know. Like I think the time for Edge to come back was probably 4 years ago. But granted, he did have the head injury and stuff as well. But it's just kind of like guys like Randy Orton, Edge, John Cena, especially the Undertaker. They're kind of, I mean,
yeah. Well, Vince, that's when you think about it, it's like I don't think they're necessarily choosing for themselves. Now, Edge, I would say I can assume like he really wanted to come back. I mean, I can't imagine doing something you love and then all of a sudden you have to stop.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I give him, a little leeway. But these other guys, especially like Undertaker, they're getting paid so much money.
Colbert got paid what, $3 million?
So much money. I can't blame them.
Well, it's like, yeah, let's talk about that Goldberg, because you had Goldberg come out and then The Fiend basically jobbed to Goldberg.
Which everybody's mad at Goldberg, but it was gonna be Goldberg or somebody else.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It would have been John Cena at WrestleMania.
I think that was just a way to get the heat off of the Fiend for losing, or I guess get the heat off of Roman for beating the Fiend at WrestleMania. So now that when Roman beats Goldberg, people will cheer.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening, but it's not going to work. Like you said, we're not idiots. We know exactly what they're doing.
Well, we won't even see what would happen because there's not going to be a crowd. So
yeah, yep. See, and
it
that's another
matter.
thing. Actually, somebody mentioned that and said, "See, now they don't have to worry about people booing Roman Reigns." So
yeah, that's true too.
I want to kind of get back to Edge real quick. I feel like his comeback, especially if he's going to have a feud like this, he would have benefited more from somebody he hasn't wrestled before. I feel like they should have went with AJ.
Well,
Styles.
against AJ Styles, or even Seth Rollins, or like some of the younger talent, because obviously like Edge is very experienced in the ring, and he can kind of show like a younger talent, like, okay, he can show them and work with them and give them better matches, because realistically, like, how many more years does everybody want to see Edge wrestle? You know what I mean? And it's like, in 10 years, 5 years, like, these guys are going to be, are they going to be able to go? Like,
I think he signed like a 3-year deal.
I think so, yeah.
Or something like that, with 3 matches a year.
How much younger is Edge compared to Goldberg?
I don't know.
Not a whole lot, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
Let me do some
Maybe 5
investigative
years?
work, brother.
I think
Edge is like, what, 47, 48 maybe?
seems it. I think Edge should have came back And before Matt Hardy left and feuded with Matt Hardy and brought Lita back into the picture.
Oh my god.
Edge is 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goldberg's like what, 53?
53.
Let's check it out.
I
Goldberg.
like how old Hogan was when he faced The Rock. I feel like that's crazy.
Yeah, Goldberg is 53, brother.
Still one of my favorite matches.
Did you
WrestleMania
like that
matches.
meme where they're like in the PC?
Yes. Yeah.
Could you imagine how horrible that match would have been?
But it's like, I mean, I get
We're
that.
about to see how horrible it's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, like I get that. Like I get that Edge is he wanted to come back and do what he loved. Absolutely. But like
He still got it. If you still have it, there's a difference. Like if you come back and you don't have it anymore, like the Undertaker, like he needs to retire. But if Undertaker could still do what he could do back then, like he's had too many matches now where it's just been like shitty.
Lost the magic.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad you brought that up because it kind of goes back to La Parka, the original La Parka. Old as shit.
L.A. Park.
L.A. Park. He's definitely over 50, but dude can still go.
Yeah, it's like
He
how
can
old is
go-
Rey
he-
Mysterio?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
Nobody's saying anything
mid-40s.
about Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
because
that's
he
true.
can still go.
I don't know, man. Like I just think that especially with like Rey Mysterio and like Edge and guys like that, they definitely had their air, and I mean I think that should be celebrated because absolutely Edge was a fantastic world champion, but I mean you have a younger generation and you have a younger crop of wrestlers that if they don't get their shine or they're not able to get over or
Yeah.
build their brand for
So,
themselves.
I do agree, yes, because Vince has done this thing where it's like, oh my God, I have to bring back these legends because none of my wrestlers are over anymore, or superstars, I should say. But it's like, that's your own fault
Yeah.
because you've allowed this to happen.
Well,
because
like,
you bury your wrestlers constantly.
how big of a push did like Kofi get when he was feuding with Daniel Bryan or even Bray Wyatt? Like you build up this.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt was over, and then they fucking
yes.
buried him at the Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Like that
look-
immediately buried him. Like half of
Agreed.
people like quit caring after that.
I feel like one of the main problems is like, if you want to take the title off of them, if you want to make them lose, go ahead, but keep them in the main event scene so they still have that power, that star power. I feel like with Kofi, he got the title taken off of him, and what is he doing now? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't really pay attention to
No.
SmackDown that much, but I haven't
Mm.
heard anything.
there's no
Worthwhile.
yeah, it's
Well, there's no mystique anymore because it's like Kofi. That was one of the last great runs that they did because like Kofi was finally getting his chance and then he would lose, and Daniel Bryant was a fantastic dance partner in the whole thing because it was like, oh, he's gonna get it. No, he lost. And he lost. He's finally gonna get his chance, and then when he finally beat Daniel Bryant, it was like a coming out party, and then it was like, oh well, here's Kofi that's been toiling. In this trenches for the last 11 years, and he finally got his chance, and he's the first black WWE champion, and which is great. Like, and Kofi's a fantastic wrestler, with even with or without the New Day, but then you have that, and he has a good run, he has a great run, and then he turns around and jobs to Brock Lesnar, and then for what? Like
5 seconds.
exactly, so Brock can have another championship. Or so Brock can have another run with a belt.
yeah.
And it's like, but then like who does that? There's no payoff because Brock Lesnar's already over. He can't be even more over than he already is.
Yeah.
And then, and it's just, and it would make sense if you did that and then you eventually had Kofi come back and beat Brock Lesnar. Okay, great. Same thing, but like the Triple H and Booker T situation.
Mhm.
It's great if you have a heel and he does all the shitty things and he's fucking over the face.
And then
And
gets beat in the end though.
Yeah. Then he gets beat. That's when there's the payoff. But then,
Then he just, what was it? 23 seconds that it took to pin him, whatever.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A WrestleMania match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. And then Vince is wondering why guys like Jericho or like the Young Bucks or now the Revival are going to like
Matt Hardy
Matt Hardy
and
yeah.
Luke Harper.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah, Brody Lee.
Brody Lee.
Quotations, Brody
Mhm.
Lee.
Yep. All those guys are going to AEW.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that he was pretty good on the mic.
Dude, Brody Lee is fantastic with that. His stuff with Finland Express is great.
What is it?
Or not Billing Express. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of another guy.
You're thinking of Brody King.
Yeah.
I watched him get choked out today in a battle royal. Dude, the MLW battle royals, you can throw them over the rope or do pinfall or submission. I thought that was cool.
Well, fantastic. I think. Well, and yeah, and you and I were talking about the way over here, DJ. We were talking about guys or companies like Ring of Honor, MLW, TNA. They all got their talent purged with
New Japan.
Yeah, New Japan. They all got their talent purged by AEW. I think for the better because you look at, and when AEW first came out and they had like that guy with no legs and they had all these fucking gimmick dudes, I thought, man,
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
yeah,
Yeah, fucking
MJF called him
beat the
Lieutenant
shit-
Dan, yeah,
beat
and
the
went over
shit
and
out.
stomped him. But I thought like, man, like this is gonna blow up in their faces. But I mean, so far they've gotten. There's a lot that they've improved on.
It took a second for them to get their stride.
For sure, like that MJF Cody angle was fantastic. Like that was a great match. The same thing with was it Omega and Page against with the Bucks, right?
No. Was it with SCU? Was it for the
Yeah,
titles?
SCU. Yeah.
And then Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, and see, and it's
Did
like
that what was that 630 splash off
yes,
to the
and
outside?
it's like yeah, and you have see, and I think AEW is doing. They're doing what they need to do because they have their top guys like Jericho or like Moxley or like Cody, and you kind of have these veteran guys, but you also have this new crop of wrestlers like Sammy Guevara, and then you have we were just talking about him.
Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, yeah, Darby Allin. But you also have the Young Bucks who are kind of like a seasoned tag team, and then but you also have like the Jungle Express with that human child Marco Stunt and and Jungle Boy who is fucking fantastic.
Luke Perry's protege.
Jack Perry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and then you have Luchasaurus who can fucking still go. So it's like that's I can kind of appreciate that what they're kind of booking and stuff. But then again, you know, they're gonna need stars and they're gonna need people to care about their wrestlers just like WWE is.
I feel like the approach to giving people actually having people give a shit about these characters is to make it like an organic grow. You can't force it upon themselves. You can't force a superstar or wrestler, whatever you want to call them, down somebody's throats.
Oh, for sure, because like what was it? Just off the top of my head, like Zack Ryder had an organic push, or like Kofi Kingston had an organic push.
Mustafa Ali
Before
he got hurt.
dude. Yes, like that Mustafa Ali, exactly. And it's like you positioned him to win the Money in the Bank, and then Brock comes out and fucks him over, and then it's just
that
like,
was one of the best things I've ever seen. By the way,
I mean,
I loved that.
Oh, Brock Party was dope.
that
loved the
I
Brock
I
Party
think it
saga.
didn't last long enough.
Brock Party. I
Yeah.
mean, when he came out and he was fucking dancing, that was okay.
Well,
That was
I
really
was
good.
watching the match as it happened, the Money in the Bank match. And whenever I heard his music, and he come down, and he just sat on top of the ladder. Which, by the way, you could tell how scared he was.
What being on the ladder?
Yeah, but I thought, oh my god, that's like it was one of the best. And everybody gives Brock like some flack and stuff, but I think like you don't have to close that. You can leave
He's
it open.
he,
Okay, but he's doing what he's told to do. First of all, like you can't blame Brock. He's still good.
he can be really funny in that kind of like role where he can joke around and be dumb and nobody's gonna say anything about it to him.
Yeah, he's still one of the few like actual superstars.
Oh,
They're there.
100%.
Yeah.
Even that's dwindling, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about John Cena fighting the Fiend? I thought it was funny when when the Fiend was pointing at the WrestleMania logo, and then John Cena looks at him and he goes, does that thing with his hat.
Okay, partner. Yeah.
Like a football coach.
I think WWE is dropping the ball if they don't give John Cena a cowboy gimmick, and he calls everybody Bud.
Dude, I would. Yeah.
Hey, Bud.
He's the next JBL.
Walker, Texas.
Hey,
John Cena Layfield.
that got him in the Hall of Fame though.
JCL.
JBL. I mean, hey, brother, he's in the Hall of Fame. So,
Favorite incarnation of Bradshaw?
dude, probably a JBL because he was just such
No,
a
I
prick.
hated JBL.
What
You
about
hated-
before that? Well,
Um,
before he got back with
what's
Ron
his name?
Simmons.
Yes.
But when he was the hardcore champion and was a straight up like redneck cowboy, do you
Mm.
remember that?
No.
Oh yeah, and he came out in
He
the
wore like a cowboy hat.
yeah.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
wasn't. I don't feel like he was nearly as big
Mm.
as he was when he was the champion, though.
No. He was. I think that point you're talking about when he was still kind of fat.
It was like right when the brand split happened,
Okay, because he had a little bit of a gut. I remember that.
and he had like a weird mustache.
Hmm.
Oh
long,
yeah,
dark black
dude.
hair.
Oh fuck, I forgot all
That's how
about
he
that.
was in SmackDown. Shut Your Mouth. That's the
Wow.
main reason I know
Classic.
that. It's a classic game.
I
He
love
had
that
played
one.
4 years in game time.
I love that game.
What was your favorite wrestling games?
Here Comes the Pain
Here Comes the Pain
is the number one all-time wrestling
Here
game.
Comes the Pain,
Shut Your Mouth, probably after that.
and then No Mercy after that one.
I think yeah.
NWO versus WCW versus NWO Revenge or something like that on the
There's
64.
World Tour, and then there was Revenge.
Yeah, World War Revenge.
Can we talk about the cover of Revenge and how it had these superstars, and then randomly like Raven was on the cover? What's up with that?
He was hot back then, brother.
Conspiracy theory that Raven was supposed to have a major push that didn't happen.
It's possible. How many wrestlers have gone down that road?
Not a lot, surprisingly.
What? Who are supposed to have a major push and then all of a sudden, never mind?
Yeah, that
DJ,
doesn't-
was
that
it-
I feel like
wasn't
there's
too
probably
much.
more than.
Was it you that told me? No, it was
Maybe one or
Vampiro.
two.
You told me that Vampiro cop in Mexico, right? And then that the Mexican police were gonna go kill him.
Dude, you need to listen to his interview on Stone Cold Austin's podcast.
Mhm.
Stone Cold Austin.
Stone
Stone Cold
Cold
Steve
Austin.
Austin's podcast.
Yeah, baby.
Stone Cold
But
Steve
yeah,
Austin.
there's parts where he's talking about he jumped from like a 3-story window or something like that, like broke his back or his neck or something because he heard them coming for him. But there's also speculation how much of it is true, I guess. But
I like Vampiro.
you need to listen to his story. It's crazy.
He was a shining point on the end of WCW, I thought.
Yeah.
He had a pretty cool entrance song.
Plus he teamed up with the Misfits.
And ICP.
So
And he set Sting on fire.
yeah.
And he fought the Kiss Demon. So he had some pretty good credentials
Yeah.
in WCW.
I mean, he was over with me for fighting the Kiss demon. I fucking hated Kiss. I still hate Kiss, but
Okay, who do you, well, this is kind of off topic, but
nothing's off topic,
Kiss
brother.
or AC/DC?
AC/DC,
If
brother.
I had to choose,
From-
death. ACDC
Death-
probably.
Death the band?
Y'all are such boomers. That's boomer rock at its
I
finest.
just yeah.
I like
Are-
Kiss. I'm a Kiss fan.
Oh, fuck
Oh
out of here.
fuck!
Detroit Rock City, brother.
Oh, Detroit Rock City was a good song.
I just
And a
hate
good
Gene
movie.
Simmons.
Gene Simmons sucks.
I
for
hate
sure.
Gene Simmons. So
Well, DJ, you got to meet Danzig, so
yeah,
Did you
more
did
than
you-
once.
Did you ask him about Vampiro? If they
No.
talk,
Well, no, he never had anything to do with Danzig.
It was Michael Graves.
Yeah, Michael. Dude, the fucking
tell him to
prick
call
over here.
tell him to call Michael Graves and ask Michael Graves about it.
No.
Okay.
You could probably call Michael Graves yourself and ask him about it. $50 if you really
Yeah.
wanted to.
Get him to do a cameo.
Dog for like I think $1,000, $2,000, you can have Virgil show up at your place.
Who's that? I only know Soul Train Jones.
Virgil, you don't know Virgil?
He
Remember
knows who
Virgil?
that is.
Did you see him in AEW?
No, I didn't.
He was part of the Inner Circle on
Oh.
the Chris Jericho documentary. Under his
No, I didn't.
first wrestling name, Soul
No.
Train Jones.
No.
What?
I swear to God, look it up.
So okay. Wait. So he's in there with Jake Hager and
Well, I mean, like, he's not in the group.
Oh, okay.
But he like showed up with them on one episode.
why? He just fucking
Why not?
He's a close associate of the Inner Circle.
did he need a place to sleep that night?
They have it. People everywhere.
What
How
an
about
ass guy.
Jake the Snake
Dog?
Good for
Right?
him.
with
Yeah.
his shaved head? one side of his shaved
Yeah, he
head.
just
or
had
whatever?
like
Yeah.
brain surgery or something, didn't he?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because I think
Mm.
his hair's just gray and it's just
Mm.
really thin.
Right
but,
there on that side, yeah.
You can't he can't shave it.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
Had a tumor or something.
What are your
GG.
thoughts on Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo?
Oh.
What about that dude that got that same neck tattoo?
Oh.
The better version of it too.
How do we know Cody Rhodes didn't get it because he got it?
You know, Dusty Rhodes is just looking down on him like.
Whenever I saw that, I thought it was
Should've
actually.
been Dustin that got the push.
I thought it was fake.
It's
No,
bad.
not.
I wouldn't even get that shirt with that on it. It's such a
Dude,
bad.
I'm
like,
like, what is that? What is
affliction.
it though? Like,
Well,
what's
he's
it from? Do you guys know?
Cody drew it. Supposedly, the story is that like it's his own artwork that he drew, and
That makes it a little better.
But
No, it
it's like, but like
At least it just wasn't something he saw on the internet and said, "Oh, I like that."
It's just a skull, an American skull.
like I go back and forth on like if I like his nickname, the American Nightmare, because like his dad was the American Dream.
But
Which-
did you know Dustin Rhodes had that first?
Did he, the American Nightmare?
Yeah, he had that
Mm.
nickname first, but like
Oh.
obviously he didn't get anywhere with it. He probably had it for like 3 months, but
Then I thought he was the Natural.
he was the natural. Then he went to
Dustin Rhodes.
WWF, and then once he left WWF, I think he started going by the American
And
Nightmare.
then he was the what 7? for the-
It was after 7 because he
Ah,
came to the ring, did a work shoot on being 7, and then I think he started going by
Dude, he
The
looked like
American
fucking what was it, Uncle
Uncle Fester from
Yeah.
the Addams Family.
Uncle Fester.
Yep.
I guess that gimmick that he did was based off this movie called Dark City or something.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And it's a movie that people claim The Matrix ripped off because it came out like a year before.
Hmm.
But it didn't get nearly as
Well,
big,
The
obviously.
Matrix never inspired a Dustin Rhodes gimmick.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly. Did you ever watch the movie Powder with that albino?
yeah, dude.
That's another person he looked like as Seven.
Fucking Powder from Powder,
From starring in the movie Powder.
famously starring in the movie Powder. No, like I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on like Dustin Rhodes' career in AEW? I actually think he got better as a wrestler because he's fucking great.
He
Especially,
has one of the best power slams.
yes,
What is that? Is that just the power slam? Is that right?
yeah, just Power Slam.
Yeah, him and Randy Orton have some good power slams.
Well, Randy Orton also used to have a pretty clean net breaker when he would like kind of do the underhook, and then he would snap their neck on his back.
Let's talk about. Can we talk about Scott Steiner real
We
quick?
can talk about
just
whatever you want,
randomly?
brother.
I saw him try to do a. What's the slam where you hold him like this?
You tried to see him stay sober. Is that what you tried to see?
I wish. What's the slam where you hold him like the world's strongest slam, but then you like.
Oh, you flip
like an
him
old
over
school
your.
move.
Fall away slam.
I saw a clip of him trying to do that, but he tried to do a moonsault with it, and he just landed straight on his neck.
Oh,
Why was he trying to do a
shit.
moonsault?
He's
He's
doing
trying-
crazy shit. Have you ever watched like OG Scott Steiner?
Yeah, I know
matches?
he's great. Yeah, and he could
Like Frankenstein
used to
and
be
shit?
able to do that shit. Yeah.
Who is he? Fucking Apollo Crews. Fucking with the power slam and then the moonsault.
I have
finish it
not
up.
watched an Apollo Crews
What?
match ever,
Yeah.
or a Titus O'Neil.
That's fucking
You've
racist.
seen Titus World Slide, right?
I've seen the the Titus World Slide.
Yeah.
That's racist, brother.
Is it?
Why? Explain why.
Because he said he didn't want to watch Apollo Crews or
I didn't say I
Titus.
didn't want to. I just said I never have.
Oh.
They're not interesting.
He's watched
characters.
other black people.
Yeah,
you
It's not them.
Oh, that's good.
I like Screaming Norman Smiley.
All right, you're back in the fold. Scream-
like
dude.
origami.
Dog, yeah, all right. Dog, when screaming Norman's, that was the move on fucking. I mean, to scream in somebody's ear. Why are you guys laughing? I'm just saying. I'm trying to put Norman Smiley over on this podcast.
He's a trainer at the PC.
Dog, when he used to just fucking scream in people's
Him and
ears.
General Erection.
Uh-huh.
You're yelling racial slurs at the people.
Yep.
Who? That's right. And then what was it?
Could you just imagine him doing that to like Braun Strowman? Just calling him like every name in the book.
I thought he was. What was it? There's Lieutenant Loco, GI Bro.
GI Bro, who Booker T is suing somebody in court over. There's a black like army guy, and one of the Modern Warfare games that supposedly looks like him.
Oh my god.
And a judge said it's enough, like evidence or whatever to go forward with the case. He's about to win over this GI Bro lawsuit, and he came
God.
back and wrestled as GI Bro not too long ago.
God.
Yeah, at his wrestling event in Houston, right?
Yeah, that's where Sammy Guevara was trained too. Was at his wrestling school.
Did you ever see the beef with Booker T and the Young Bucks? Apparently, they have heat.
Why?
I don't know.
They have Harlem Heat.
Hell yeah, brother. No, they I don't know. There's some kind of heat there. But I feel like if it was a shoot, Booker T could just like smack up both of the Young Bucks because
Dude, Booker T beat the fuck out of Batista.
Well, yeah.
and then
yeah, brother.
Admitted to beating the fuck out of him.
I mean,
Well, I believe that 100% because I watched Batista in an MMA match
yeah,
against somebody he should have destroyed immediately, and he had trouble.
he lost to that fat dude.
He didn't lose; he won.
Oh yeah. Well, he almost lost to it. Just gonna talk about that live on the air. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Hey, good luck, peeing. Yeah, now you do it.
Yeah, but
Does that mean keep talking?
we were quiet when
Outback.
we did Outback
Roundhouse.
Steakhouse, brother.
Oh, dude, did you bring some of that?
No, I didn't bring any Outback Steakhouse. But I mean, I figured if we talk about it enough, they'll send us some food.
Yeah.
What do you like to eat at the Outback Steakhouse?
Steak.
Okay. How do you like your steak?
Rare, medium rare.
Medium rare. In the past, I've always wanted like well done, but I'm more of a medium rare guy.
Yeah, you better be now. You're not
Who do you think has the best steak in town?
in town.
Yeah.
I have to say, Applebee's usually has a pretty good
Dude,
steak.
right? Or Chili's, their steak's not bad either.
Yeah, it's usually pretty tender.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue Moon Cafe is pretty good too.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to put it
Yeah.
over your work. Man, they're
Don't tell people where I work.
Oh yeah, sorry. We'll let that part out. Leave them alone, people. No, what was it? Dude, I went to the taco factory, right? And I had some of their wings. Their wings aren't bad.
Oh, did you have some?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, they're actually pretty good.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, man, they weren't bad. They were really good. I like them a lot better than Applebee's.
Yeah, they're
wings.
bone-in wings.
Yes, dude.
Their flavor's so good.
Christian.
I want some right now.
Christian, we're talking about wings from
Taco Factory.
from Taco Factory, brother.
What?
They're
Yeah.
so good, dude.
Why in the hell would you ever get wings from a Mexican restaurant? Not saying they're not good, but
I mean,
I don't like most
well.
Mexican restaurants here in
dude, I don't like
most of
Mexican food either.
because
I
most.
like polos. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm not offended by it.
I feel like a lot of people talk shit on polos.
It's not that I don't like Mexican food. It's I don't like Mexican food mostly in this town because I know a lot of it is like quality wise. Like I've had like really good Mexican food, but like
Well-
quality wise, most of the places here in town are just not good
Arizona,
to me.
Arizona and Tulsa is really good.
Arizona and Tulsa.
In Tulsa,
Oh, that's a Mexican place.
Yeah.
But that's Arizona.
The restaurant is
the
called
restaurant Arizona.
Yeah, I know that. Why is
Right.
it called Arizona if it's Mexican?
Oh, I don't know, brother. But they
Makes no
have
sense to me. Why is it not called
but they
Mexico?
they have bald Tuesdays. So the more bald you are, the more big of a discount you get.
Oh, that's sick.
Dang, Christian.
Yeah, that's sick.
He's signing up.
I'm about to fucking go over there. I guess next Tuesday.
Well, I
pro-
mean,
They're probably shut down because everybody's dying from this pandemic.
whoa, hot takes. After the
Yeah, they are
quarantine's
closed
over,
down, actually.
everybody be sure to be out there washing your hands and taking the necessary precautions in this.
Lick doorknobs.
Please don't lick doorknobs. Don't listen to Christian. He's the hill of this podcast. Christian, is it fair to say that you're the Paul Heyman of this podcast?
Can I be
You be,
Can I be GI Bro?
yeah, dog. You can be whoever you want, brother.
Well, that's who I'm gonna be.
Yeah, bro.
Speaking of Hill, I really want to get that Hill Turn T-shirt with Eddie Guerrero on it. Did I show you
Dude, like Hill Turn shut down their sending out shirts and stuff because I was actually gonna buy that shirt about a week ago and They stopped shipments right now.
Really?
Yeah, brother.
Interesting. You know what heel turn is?
Yeah.
It's whenever somebody's face and they turn heel.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. God, you dumbass. Yeah,
Well-
what's up?
Well, I just got schooled by DJ Bryant.
DJ O'Brien.
I'm Irish now, apparently.
DJ O'Brien.
Do you even know what you're doing with those knobs?
Yeah,
You just
dude.
keep
I'm
touching
adjusting
them?
the sound. Well, you keep peeking,
You
so
look like the DJ in
I don't
Slipknot.
peek. What?
I said
What?
looks like the DJ
You
in
deserve death
Slipknot.
for that one. He's peeking, not me.
I don't know, brother. We're all peeking over here. Picograms.
Oh, I peeked. Yeah, I'm peeking.
Yeah, you're peeking
Well,
now,
quit using the gain. Use the levels.
brother. Don't tell me what.
Banana.
We used the gain earlier.
Yeah, you told me you
Which
use
one
it.
is it?
No.
Make up your mind, brother.
No, never mind. You
I
guys
have
aren't
no
even.
idea what I'm talking about.
He just
I
peeked
know.
again. Spank him.
Well, you might like that.
Is this a wrestling podcast?
I don't even fucking know. Back to the wrestling though.
Okay. So what? Okay, let's go through the matches here that we know of so far. So we have Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Yep.
Who you got and why?
Shayna Baszler because Becky Lynch is getting incredibly dull.
I mean, I think that they'll still keep it on Becky, but I can see on the next pay-per-view that Shayna Baszler will go over, and they're gonna.
They might do that just so they can have her win it. WrestleMania.
I kind of have the same thoughts on that, except I would think Shayna Baszler would win, although it is Becky Lynch at the same time, and she's like one of the most over wrestlers in God knows how long.
Oh yeah,
Her
not
gimmick just like Conor McGregor now.
Basically. But I like Becky Lynch long before she ever won the title.
Did you guys see where Becky Lynch tried to get over with Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift has a song called "The Man," and
No.
Becky Lynch was trying to was trying to start a kayfabe beef with her so she could be in her video.
Kayfabe?
Kayfabe,
What's that mean?
Yeah,
kayfabe,
what's kayfabe?
kayfabe. Remember the wrestler Key that it was
No.
fucking no, you
I
remember
think you're
it
just
was
making things
it
up
was
now.
Vic Grimes and he was because you had porn star Val Venus and then you had the pimp in The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was supposed to be Key, who was a wrestling drug dealer, and who wore all white, and had blonde white guy cornrows.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I could
I'm
get
pretty
behind
sure
that.
that's just a character you created.
And Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. Shut your mouth.
No, it's real, brother.
Okay, so, but going back, my thoughts was everything's changed now since this whole virus. So I don't know what to expect. So
Watch they just like treat WrestleMania like a blow off show, and then they just hold all the real title changes for another pay per view.
that's what I was, yeah. That's what
Well,
I was
like
thinking.
going down the list, we have Brock Lesnar versus Drew
Okay.
McIntyre.
So I would say before everything changed, I would say Drew. But now I'm not sure.
Mhm.
That's how I'm basically going to go with all of these. But
Well, what made you change your mind?
on which part?
Well, on the because you said
Because I feel like they might be waiting for this to be gone before
Right,
they
for the-
actually do anything.
for the pandemic to be gone.
Yeah.
Is what you mean? Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So, but I would love Drew to win. I think he deserves to win. He was over, so why not?
Brock just needs to go do something else. He just doesn't need to.
Well, that's the thing. I don't mind Brock, but at the same time, I'm like, if you want any of your other wrestlers to get over, you need to.
He doesn't need the title on him.
No,
He doesn't need to have the title on him to
No.
be in the storyline.
that's true. Yeah, he could do something else.
Well, the co-main for that is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Who do you got in that and why? Oh, wait, real quick to tag on to what you said. I think Brock Lesnar will go over for the same reason. I think that the payoff is when they actually have a crowd
Yeah.
and there's a lot more eyes looking on them.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, what did you say out of Lesnar and McIntyre?
I just kind of agree. I guess I thought before Drew was gonna win. I'm not for sure now, but I think it'd be a big waste of everybody's time if they had him win
Mm-hmm.
and not in front of a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then
Rhea
so
Ripley and
Charlotte Flair, yeah, go
That
DJ.
one I'm iffy because I was like,
I don't think that one's gonna change. I think Charlotte will go over regardless.
you think? I don't know. I think what's your benefit here? So, what are you gonna do? Put Charlotte on NXT?
Yeah.
What
I mean, honestly,
I don't think she's gonna go for that. One,
you don't think
I
so?
don't think so. I think, well, you're gonna create a bigger name because Charlotte doesn't need it.
Right.
She's already got so many title wins. She's a big name. Everybody knows she's good. Rhea Ripley is coming up. She's gonna come to the main roster soon. And I think the best way to get her over is by beating Charlotte.
I would agree. Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't know. I just thought Charlotte.
I mean,
wins
But
everything.
We're also talking about Vince McMahon here.
Yeah.
He does things that make no sense
And
whatsoever.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, NXT definitely doesn't need Charlotte Flair, but having her name.
Although they are
helps.
going up against AEW, yes.
They brought Finn Balor back. They brought.
Well, AJ Styles was back on the NXT for a little bit, right?
No.
For one show with the
The club.
Wannabe Bullet
Oh
Club.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then so I agree. I think Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley,
believe it or not.
believe it or not, brother. I think I think she'll go over Charlotte because I mean they're building up Ripley and they're making a star out of her, and I mean which I think is great. I think you definitely need more female stars because right now you have Charlotte, you have Bailey, Becky, and then you have Sasha to
Mhm.
some extent, and then you have Shayna Baszler who's kind of
Mhm.
on the way up. So you need more, and then of course you have Alexa Bliss.
Mhm.
And you still have like Carmella. So but you need more and more stars from that because you want the women to actually be a standalone. So I would agree with that. The next one we already talked about Lynch and Baszler. The next one is Goldberg versus Roman Reigns.
I think
Okay. We already know.
Roman is going to go over for obvious reasons. So there's no reason Goldberg needs to be there. He's just coming in for a pop, money. He won the belt at the Saudi Arabian show.
So you see him more as like a transitional champion.
Yes, he is 100%.
Okay. Okay. I would agree with that. I think that they'll probably put it back on Roman because, like you alluded to earlier, is you want Roman to get a win over like a top name, and and you have Goldberg, which I disagree with. I don't think they should have brought Goldberg back, but here we are. So you're gonna have Roman go over Goldberg, and then he'll hold the title, and then who the fuck knows? We'll all jerk each other off, I guess. But Christian, go ahead.
I mean, I definitely think Goldberg's gonna lose.
Mhm.
But can we just talk about is Goldberg really this big for Vince McMahon to bring him back that much?
I don't think so, man.
I never felt like Goldberg was this big.
Goldberg's huge.
I mean, I know he's huge. I know he's a big star.
And they
But-
saw it in the ratings. The ratings went up a
The-
lot whenever he's
I
on.
mean,
too.
I
Do-
feel
do you-
like there's so many other popular wrestlers I would choose before Goldberg.
Do you know by
I don't
by
know.
how many points it went up? Like what was like the percentage?
I think
or?
it was like in the 3 million.
Really?
Yeah. It had gone up whenever he was on.
It's also crazy to see him get treated so well as a WCW star. I feel like maybe that's
Mhm.
what it is.
Oh, for sure.
Well, because if you remember, whenever he come over, it was shitty. He got treated like shit by Triple H. They had that whole feud and everything.
Yeah.
Ended up losing.
Well, brother, he's got to pay off that motorcycle jacket that he had back then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
love
sick
Goldberg.
motorcycle jacket.
Goldberg's one of
Oklahoma
my
represent.
favorites from
Really?
back in the day.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I never cared for him.
Goldberg's over. Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
He's
I-
over. He's huge.
He was. I
You have
definitely
to remember he was undefeated 172 to like 1 or whatever. Like Goldberg was over as much as like Stone Cold and The Rock was back
Well,
then.
and he has a win over Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
the manager of 3 Count.
no, he was the obsessed fan over 3 count.
He also threatened to pull a knife on a dude on live TV.
Well, I mean, that's how I want my men.
Who, Tank Abbott or Goldberg?
Tank Abbott.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I want him pulling knives on people. Dog, he wrote a book called what the fuck? I think it was Street Fighter or some shit like that. and he's not a bad writer, actually. I'll say that.
What other wrestlers do you consider more over that are like legend status, like Goldberg?
That are on that level. Well, I mean, obviously you're gonna have like the big three, where you're gonna have Stone Cold, you're gonna have The Rock, and then you're gonna have
The ones that obviously Vince McMahon would love to have Stone Cold or The Rock come back and wrestle, but that
Oh,
ain't
for
gonna
sure.
happen.
Well, yeah.
But ones that would actually like come back to wrestle, who would you consider?
I mean, what Triple H? He said he's retired, but is he really
Do you
retired?
count John Cena.
No, because he's
He's
still
like
kind of
semi-
yeah.
well,
he,
well,
he's
I
never,
think DJ's talking about like in that era, the Attitude Era, with like
like somebody that's like because you said something like, is there really nobody else like that they could bring back? That's
Right.
well, I mean, like
you have.
they could bring back like The Rock, or they could bring back like Triple H. But I mean, I think we're like,
Well, Triple H
I
just
guess-
wrestled last year.
I mean, I guess you're right
Shawn
about,
Michaels
you know,
and-
there's not a big selection.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Of
There's not.
Wrestlers that are either still alive or can still do it. Because, you know,
Exactly.
you think about
Well-
all those wrestlers from when Goldberg was around, and none of those
Like
people
maybe
can wrestle.
Sting.
And
That would be the
was-
only one, but he has to agree to it. But he hurt his neck, so like, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, like those two can't wrestle.
Scott Hall can't. Yeah, it's
He has
Kevin Nash's
pacemaker, he can't
legs
even
are
take
like
bumps.
yeah.
Kevin Nash's legs are. He got his
Yeah.
legs fixed. Did you see that?
dog. Kevin Nash can't even bend his knees. So
There's that ongoing joke where no matter what, Kevin Nash will always
Cares
bring
his
up.
quads.
Yeah, he talks about his quads.
but kind of getting back to this, it's John Cena versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt in a singles match. Christian, who you got?
John Cena. Oh, sorry.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh no,
Bray Wyatt. I feel like I'll say 90% sure he's going over. I don't think John Cena's. gonna
Remember
be
when
there.
Bray Wyatt didn't go over against John Cena years ago? Whenever it would have benefited Bray Wyatt.
or the Undertaker.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Yeah.
fucking matter now.
Yeah.
Man, the world's about to end, so I don't think anything makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I would like to see Bray Wyatt get a win over John Cena.
I would too. I'll tell you what I would like to see. I would like to see John Cena become the Fiend.
John Cena.
Yeah. Oh God.
Dude,
There you go, John Fienda.
John Cena. You might have sparked a meme there.
Can
But
you
yeah-
imagine Bray Wyatt's entrance song rapped by John Cena?
Dude, like
Dr. Fiendonomics.
It'd be better than what they have now.
what about when our
Oh, is that right?
when our truth he rapped Jake Hager's entrance to Bellator for his first MMA match.
Oh, I feel like I knew about that.
Yeah, and then that was the reason that our truth lost his push in that year's Royal Rumble, because if you remember that year, Nia Jackson eliminated him on his way to the ring, because he was on his way to the ring, and then Nia Jax came out and
I think that's
Knocked
they
him
were
over.
just doing that just because it's friggin' it's our truth. Like it makes sense with our truth.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel like our truth will. He's down to do those comedic roles.
He's one of the best in the biz right now.
oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
He's somebody from the Attitude Era, if you think about it.
His ongoing joke about like John Cena is like his hero, and like he watched John Cena when he was a kid and stuff.
He's older than
yeah,
John Cena?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's like 12 years older than
Yeah.
John Cena. But and then we got the Undertaker versus AJ Styles, which I think
Let's be real. Can we?
I think
honestly
Undertaker wins.
Vision AJ
Yeah.
Styles hitting a Styles clash on Undertaker.
I hope so.
well, fuck no,
Could you imagine him trying to do that?
dude. I think
Too tall.
Has AJ Styles ever hit a Styles clash on somebody like tall like
I
that?
don't
I don't think so. I think the fans lose in that match because I mean, like, I
Here's
don't.
the thing: they could literally like cut and edit whatever they wanted. Like honestly, I feel like Vince McMahon's like in his best, like having his best day, like doing this, like because he's like, oh my god, I can literally like they can have a match, and if I don't like it, we can retape it. That's all they have to do. It's not going to be live, so
We're
they can do
going-
whatever he wants.
We're live, pal.
So
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that with this much control, Vince McMahon is definitely he's in a great place. I think because whoever wins that match, I just hope it's quick, because I think that and this kind of goes back to Goldberg. Is Goldberg and like the Undertaker, um, in their matches, if it's quick, it's a lot better because if you stretch it out, it just kind of shows their weakness and how much.
How long is the quick match?
I mean, under a minute.
Really?
Yes, like do a minute, maybe two. Like a perfect example is when Goldberg came out and he came back and he beat Brock Lesnar. Like that first match was, well, I guess it was a rematch, but that second match was super quick and Goldberg did what he had to do and then, and then that was it. He got in and out. And then their third match, that was just too long and it just no, I mean
These
like
big matches have to go on for longer.
I mean
think they have
like
to be. I think 10 minutes. If you could do 10 minutes,
man, I don't know.
is that really too much asking for trained professional wrestlers to give us 10 minutes of work?
Well, the Undertaker, yeah, dog. If he can't fucking bend over or like he can't even do. Man, I don't
Then
know.
they need to hang up the boots. I feel like if you can't go 10 minutes and you're a world class professional wrestler, call it a day.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, so and then just kind of going down here, we have Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, which I actually like that match. I mean, I think both guys are fantastic. I mean,
Kevin
both guys,
Owens, I swear to God, if he doesn't get a push sometime soon, like I really like Kevin Owens. I think he deserved more.
I like both those
I don't
guys.
like him using the stunner, to be honest.
Dude, I do. Like I think the stunner is what's bringing him over, really. And it's not bad. Like the way that he delivers it. I mean, it's not a bad stunner. I've seen worse.
He ain't Stone Cold though.
Well, yeah,
Who do you
but
think
no one's
should
ever
have the
Stone-
stunner?
Nobody. That's just
That
Man,
should just go
like,
down
like
and
the
hit.
diamond cutter. Like, yeah, you can give somebody else a diamond cutter, but the Stone Cold.
don't
Stunner-
you dare disrespect.
That's like the
DDP
people's
to me.
elbow.
But at the
Nobody
same-
else can have the
At the
people's
same
elbow.
time, I can't say that about the Rock Bottom because Booker T had the bookend.
Mhm.
So
Now, rock bottom's different, but the people's elbow. You can't let anybody else have
Well,
the
like
people's
yeah,
elbow.
because like
No.
the people's elbow is synonymous with the Rock.
Or Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, or just like like when Seth Rollins was.
Fiend has mandible claw.
I know, but it's not Mr. Sacco. Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
same concept.
Like when Seth Rollins was trying to do the pedigree, or he was doing the pedigree.
Mhm.
As much as I don't like Triple H, the pedigree is always going to be with Triple H. And I mean, it's just like because you can get away with like an elbow drop, right?
Mhm.
Because what was it like? Valentine Dream has an elbow.
Cardi
Watch
C,
Man. Yeah, exactly.
CM Punk.
Elias.
Elias.
Where the hell is Elias at?
He was on this last episode. Of
Okay.
SmackDown, I think.
But so I like that Owens Rollins match. I'd like to see Kevin Owens go over actually.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think that Owens and Rollins they can definitely have a series of matches throughout the year. And I mean that's not really hurting anybody because you have two guys both former champions, and I mean they can definitely build into a feud. And I'd like to see at least one of those guys get a title by the end of the year.
Seth Rollins had his chance. He
Yeah,
blew it.
yeah. But I mean like.
Give it to Kevin. Kevin needs a push.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think there, Christian?
I definitely don't think Seth Rollins needs another push right now.
You don't think so?
It only hurt him.
I mean, what
There's no
what
benefit.
major angle besides this whole Seth Rollins thing has Kevin Owens been a part of? Anything big besides?
out for a while.
And he,
Yeah,
had
he
that,
was out.
He feuded with Kofi a little bit. That was all right, I guess.
He's just been all over the place. Like they don't know what the fuck to do with him.
What about Sami Zayn? Who's he gonna face? Because he's the Intercontinental Champion right now.
I don't know.
I think that's cool.
Probably
If it's
Braun
not-
Strowman.
I'm not seeing it on the unless
Might
it's
not
on the
even happen,
pre-show.
yeah.
I'm not seeing it on the pre-show. But the main card is it looks like the curtain jerker for that match is going to be Bailey versus Sasha versus Dana versus Lacey versus Naomi versus Tamia for a 6-pack
That's
challenge.
a shit show.
Yeah, and that's for the SmackDown's women's title. Which I mean, like, I like Bailey as the SmackDown champion, the women's champion.
Hopefully Tamina wins it.
No,
But I
nobody's
mean, like,
meaner than Tamina.
but
I think that's when we're gonna see Nia Jax come back.
you think so?
Oh, Nia Jax as a Monster Hill.
Might
Whoopee.
make sense.
How fun.
Well, did you see that? I think AEW still has what is her name?
Nyla Rose?
Nyla Rose as their women's champion.
No. I don't know.
I'll look it up. But in that match,
Maybe.
I'm okay with Bailey retaining, honestly, because I feel like she could have a feud with any one of those ladies, and it'd be good because her feud with Lacey Evans isn't bad. I mean, they had a good match at what was it? Help me out here. The
Who?
the Lacey Evans and Bailey.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble. They had a good match at Royal Rumble.
I can't. I don't remember.
You were here, brother.
Huh?
You were here.
I know.
It,
I
yeah,
just don't
it tells you how
remember it.
much we remember about it.
But I mean, like they didn't. That
Yeah, vaguely. It wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like it was a match.
What
Yeah.
about the women's tag team championships? That's one thing they need to work on is their women's tag team division.
Tag team division all around.
True.
I guess who just won it? The men's tag.
Street Profits.
Yeah, the Street Profits come out of nowhere and just
dude.
Who's the SmackDown champions?
see.
It's not the Revival.
Oh no, I know who it is. It's the Miz and John Morrison.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they retained at the Elimination Chamber.
You know, like I like the stuff that John Morrison is doing since he's been back.
I bet.
I've just never been a
Bet you
fan
do.
of them.
Like a butt.
But yeah. And then what was it? What do you speaking of tag teams? What's the speculation, or what would you guys like to see the Revival do in AEW? Because it's very speculated or heavily speculated that that's where they're going to go next is AEW.
I think it'd be cool if they went there or New Japan.
What do you think, DJ?
Anything's better than WWE.
Yeah, as long as they get treated right. I don't think they should go somewhere like NWA. I don't feel like that's the move.
No, I don't think any NWA has the talent pool to kind of support that.
No.
I'd like to see them in AEW.
AEW has to be careful though, like
That's true too.
with what they do, just having too much, and then
Too many
they end up
ex-WWE
they end up putting themselves in the same position that WWE has, where it's like you have all these wrestlers, and then you have no time to put them on and let them shine. So
Well, I mean, like because how long is an AEW card these days? It's what 2 hours. So it's like you can only have so much time. But I
Yeah.
mean, but I think in the future I would like to see AEW add a second show, and especially if they're expanding the roster.
which there was talks about them doing that too.
What day would you have it on?
Sunday morning during church.
Sunday night.
Sunday.
Sunday
shows
Night
were
Heat,
always
brother.
Fire when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Actually, no, it wasn't because it was Heat. I was pissed off because it was Heat.
dog. Are you a Velocity fan over
Velocity was just as trash.
there? That was
I
the
remember watching Rey Mysterio on Velocity. How shitty is that?
that was the debut of your man John Cena.
Really?
Yeah.
He
He
didn't
did.
debut in Velocity.
Yeah, he did. He debuted at Velocity against Daniel Bryant, I think.
I thought he debuted against
did?
Kurt Angle.
John Cena, right?
He debuted versus Daniel Bryan.
That was one of the early. No, I'm sorry. He was on Velocity. John Cena was.
He debuted
and,
against Kurt Angle because he's like ruthless with
Yeah.
aggression or whatever.
Yeah. When did Daniel Bryan come to WWE?
He was on Velocity,
He
like
was
an
on
early
a dark show, I think, on Velocity. So was Samoa Joe and John Moxley.
Yeah,
Somebody
brother.
else. AJ Styles was on a dark match. He might have been on Heat or something like that.
How long ago?
Oh, we're talking like
I know,
late
long time.
90s, early 2000s.
Let me see.
But while he's looking up that, what was your favorite tag team? There, Christian.
My favorite tag team ever?
Yeah,
Oh, I was a big Hardy Boys fan as a kid.
like the original Hardy Boys with the fishnets and stuff.
With the Z at the end instead of the S. Yeah,
Hardy Boys. With what was it? Michael P.S. Hayes when he first came out.
Oh, yeah, wearing the Hot Topic and Spencer's gear. Edge and Christian was cool. Dudley Boys.
Of course.
I mean, I feel like those are like the three.
The Hardys.
Well, you're talking about the Hardys. The Hardy Boys.
I know. I'm just saying
Boys.
mine.
Oh,
They're
okay.
my boys.
I mean, like,
they're my
Or the
boys.
Rock and Sock Connection.
dog, you can't
Rock
fuck
and
with
Stone Cold Steve Austin was cool.
you can't fuck with the Rock and Sock
Or
connection.
not Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Rock and Triple H.
No, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dude Love.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I got that so confused.
Rock,
I
Rock and
did.
Sock connection definitely, and then Book Dust. That was
Oh,
always one of my
yeah.
favorites. Booker T and Gold Dust.
Team Hell No.
I was just thinking that. What about the 2-man power trip?
With Triple H and
When they held all the titles. That's what's up, dude. That's a power move right there.
mm-hmm. Are you as far as storyline and stuff? How do you think Edge and Randy Orton are gonna blow off? Who do you think is gonna benefit from that?
They better have Edge win. I swear to God, if they have him come back to lose.
Well, he got his head smashed in with a chair, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't see Randy Orton benefiting anyway from winning any of this.
No, he's gonna be where he's at for the rest of his time at WWE.
What's another wrestler that you can compare him to that's like that? That's just like
He's there.
he's
Doesn't-
not. He's not.
It doesn't matter if he wins or loses. He's
he
just
wasn't
there.
a big dude, but he's an important dude. But he's just
Mhm.
kind of not doing a lot now,
Like a current wrestler.
or like an old wrestler. I don't know.
I
Like
don't know.
I don't know.
I always
say
felt-
Kevin Nash, but I feel like
I always felt that way with like with him and you can compare it to like Booker T because it's like Booker T for a long time didn't have a push and he was like the United States champion, but then and he was having his series of matches with John Cena, right? That like best out of like 7 match series or something. And then it was like and then he would kind of bounce back and forth, and then he was tag champion with Goldust, and then finally he got his push for the world title, and then who did he lose it to? Can't remember, but I kind of always the comparison is with I think Booker T.
okay.
Maybe like a Kane.
Yeah, Kane as
I'll
well.
kind of compare him. Like Kane's there, but he's not somebody who like
He was there for a while.
or Big Show. It's like Big Show's like constantly like he's there. He's Big Show, big name, but it's like
Okay.
you know what I
Braun-
mean. He's
Yeah.
just like whether he wins or loses, it's just like you're not really worried.
Braun Strowman, that might be.
What about Triple H? I mean,
I thought that was my first thought.
like he's a big dude. Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like he's one of the bigger wrestlers to be
Mhm.
known in the mainstream.
Mhm.
But he's just kind of
now
he was
he's
big. He wasn't
yeah.
that much though.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like there's more like if he wins or loses though, like behind it. So
Yeah, true.
All right, guys. It looks like we're going over a little over an hour. You got any kind of closing thoughts while we're wrapping up here?
I think this WrestleMania is probably going to be the worst WrestleMania in history.
What was that one that was really bad?
was like-
9, where Undertaker and
Yeah, there was one like that.
Giant Gonzalez fought. It was the one outside.
Uh,
I feel like Yokozuna beat Bret Hart or something. And
Yeah,
Hulk
and then
Hogan came out. to
No,
beat-
Bret Hart beat Yokozuna, didn't he?
Yokozuna beat
because-
Bret Hart, and then Hogan came out and beat
yeah,
and
like-
Yokozuna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
See, man, people are all surprised about Vince McMahon doing shit, but he's been doing shit like this
I know. Like,
since the golden age.
yeah,
This ain't nothing new to him.
yeah.
My closing thing will be is Maven was underrated. Should have got the biggest monster push ever.
I agree. He should come back.
He
That should
eliminated
be instead of Goldberg. It should be Maven.
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 He's just like a bronze Goldberg.
Save us, Maven.
Yeah, save us, Maven. All right. Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining the Needless Potatoes podcast. Especially in this current climate, you guys definitely stay safe. Wash your hands. Look out for each other. Be a good dude. Be a brother to somebody or a sister or a non-binary person, whatever you want. Who
What about
cares?
a mother?
Or a mother or a father
Mhm.
or an uncle, an aunt, whatever you want. You know,
Grandpa?
just yeah.
Grandma.
Just a neighbor down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just be a
Distant
bud.
relative.
Just a bud in general.
Social distance.
A bud.
Relative.
Yeah, social distance. So if you're sick, stay home. If you can help somebody out, try to help somebody out. Wash your hands. Do all that great stuff. And yeah. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Jesse White Deer. DJ.
I've been DJ Bryant.
He's been DJ Quick Draw Bryant. What about you?
I've been Colbert Christian.
Colbert Christian, the Montreal Screw.
The Winnipeg.
The Winnipeg.
The Winnipeg Mauler.
The Winnipeg. Ooh, that's a good
The
one.
Winnipeg
The Winnipeg Mauler.
whistleblower.
Escape gate.
You just
I
come
know.
out and like you're blowing
Pizzagate.
whistles.
Yeah.
That's your.
Yeah, you're blowing all these conspiracies on, or blowing the whistle on all these conspiracies. Anyways,
I didn't know I was fuck, I can't think of his name. The dude that managed our
I don't know.
Bill something? Always blowing the fucking whistle on
Oh,
Bill Skarsgård.
yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
that's not his name.
I know. I can't remember. Bill Lamont, maybe?
No. Bill something.
Billy Blanks?
Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
There
we
we
go.
go.
Goldberg. All
Billy
right.
Kidman.
All right. Thanks again, guys. You've been awesome. Once again, if you want to support this podcast, go to anchor.com/Jesse White Deer. Hit that support tab. If you don't want to support us, then you're a job guy and you shouldn't go over on anything.
No one's
Alfonso
listening
was
at
the
this
name.
point.
Yeah, no one's listening. But anyways, thanks, guys. See ya.
Bill Alfonso.